Okay, are you guys there? Can you hear me? Can you see me? I tried a different server. I've lowered the bit rate really low now. Probably doesn't even look very good. Maybe that doesn't matter. Can you guys see me now? Please just work. It's almost 20 minutes. Okay. Yeah, this is the last one we're doing. If this doesn't work, I'm just going to record the video and upload it later because I'm not going to deal with this anymore. It's terrible. Okay. Okay, we'll try it here. Okay. Let's just pretend that was great. The whole, the stream. Let's just pretend it started at 2:17 instead of 30 minutes ago. Okay? Today we're going to be learning about two advanced concepts. So you definitely want to make sure that you're at least in intermediate level before today's lesson. The first one we're going to be learning about is keom. Now, what is keom? Keom by itself comes from a Chinese character or a Chinese word that means some sort of task, some sort of job or thing you have to do, in addition to whatever normal tasks you have to do. So you can think of it as meaning like an extra task, an extra task, an extra thing that you're going to do. The way that this works is this attaches onto nouns in Korea. The way this works is that this attaches onto nouns in Korean and means that you're doing something in addition to whatever you were normally doing. And the way that it works is actually very simple. We're going to be talking about how to use this with not only nouns, but also verbs. But the way to use this with nouns, however, is very simple. You take a noun and you attach keom in between, not directly after. There's a space here. And then again, after that, another noun. So you have a noun, space, keom, space, a noun. This meaning of keom, however, doesn't apply here so much. It'll make a lot more sense when we talk about how to use keom with verbs. But for right now, just know that keom means something extra. In addition to noun, something extra. So some other noun in addition to some other noun. So we have a noun and then some other noun in addition to that noun. This whole set here, the noun plus keom plus a noun, is used as one kind of noun phrase. So it works like one unit once you're done with it. So let me give you an example and it'll make more sense when you see it. The first example I'll give you, I think is the most common way that one of the most common nouns that you'll see. First we have 아침, morning, or here, breakfast, 아침 식사, just 아침, 겸, 점심. 아침, 겸, 점심. Literally, 겸, some sort of thing in addition to something else. 아침, in addition to 아침, on top of 아침, in addition to that, 점심. So what could it mean? Like, on top of breakfast or in addition to breakfast, it's also doing lunch. It's also lunch. This is what we would say in English as slash, right? Or you would write it like with a slash, actually, if you were to write it with a slash. Not the famous guitar player, but the actual slash. So we might say breakfast slash lunch. Or we might even just say brunch. Something that takes the task, the responsibility of one thing and adds on to it something else. So with this form, just keom by itself between two nouns, you can combine two nouns and show that they are complementary to each other, that one of them goes on top of the other one and that they do the same sort of job. But in English, to make it simpler, in English, we would just say slash. Breakfast slash lunch. Now, if I tell you that this means slash between two nouns, can you think of any other examples where you might want to say slash something? Go ahead. Think of something. Write some in the chat. I'm going to check to see if which one of them I recognize. And the other thing I wanted to ask, can you guys see this? Can you guys read the board? Small, you are our ringmaster for this. Can you see the board clearly? Can you hear me clearly? Is this okay? You know, we don't always get the best quality streams, but as long as it's still easily legible and you can hear me, then we're okay for today. Yes, we can. Great, great. Okay. Is it similar to meet? Nope. Meet is simply for connecting nouns formally in writing and just means and. This shows that the two are directly connected to the same task, right? So like I said, slash in English performs mostly the same purpose as keom when it's used with nouns. Work / party, okay. If you're doing, well, actually I can't really think. Work / party, well, I'm not sure what you mean by that. So maybe not, maybe it could be. Influencer / blogger, yes. Sweet / salty, no. This is used / when it's used to mean something on top of something else that does some sort of task, some sort of, how do I say this? Some sort of responsibility or work or task in addition to another task. It's not used for just saying this and this. Like I said, it is not a word, it is not a replacement for and. This does not mean breakfast and lunch. It means breakfast / lunch. It is breakfast and it is lunch. On top of taking care of the task of being breakfast, it is also taking care of the task of being lunch, in that sense. YouTuber, okay, they say YouTube with the tiet, with the tiet. YouTuber 겸 streamer. Yeah, sorry, I'm like using like Konglish words here. Yes, YouTuber / streamer, because a streamer is also holding you have the role of streamer, or the job, the task of being a streamer goes extra to the task of being a YouTuber, and they're connected. It's not just an and in English. There are other words you can use for just saying, you know, a YouTuber and a streamer. That would be a different phrase. They could use, you know, 자 for that, 이자. And not as well as sweet, sour. That's just sweet with a slash. That slash doesn't mean sweet / sour, it just means sweet and sour. Sometimes we write a slash when we just mean and or in English, but that's not what this is. This is the actual word when you say slash, breakfast / lunch. You wouldn't write though breakfast / lunch like that. You would say breakfast / lunch and you would write breakfast / lunch like that. 의사 겸 의학사. Okay, sure. Teacher / tutor. Yes, that's sort of slash usage. Front end, back end developer. Okay. American / Korean. Well, if you were to say it, that would be like you're taking the task of being a Korean and a task of being an American. 사람 겸 한국 사람. In a situation, I suppose it could make sense, but that wouldn't be the regular way you'd say that. You would just say half Korean or half American like that. Okay, computer 겸 notebook. Yep. Well, I mean, they're both notebooks. Okay, I guess so. If you're talking about like a desktop / could be desktop. Work party. 겸. Yeah, you were at the Hansa. Okay. Let me show you some more examples of this. So someone gave a similar one. 한국어 선생님 겸 Korean teacher / what else would go with that? What sort of benefit, what sort of extra thing goes on top of being a Korean teacher? Let me give you another translation for 겸 when it's used with nouns. Now, the literal meaning is, as I said, it's some sort of task on top of another task. But to help you understand it a little bit better, you can also think of it as meaning something that's beneficial to something. So not only a Korean teacher, but on top of that, in benefit of being a Korean teacher, he or she is also a, well, let's do, yeah, YouTube star. So, 한국어 선생님 겸 YouTube star. You could think of it as translating as Korean teacher / YouTube star. But as I said, And as I notice some of you guys are finding out, slash doesn't always translate to this sort of meaning. Sometimes in English, we just say slash to mean and, or slash to mean or. By slash, I only mean in the fact that it's one thing added on to another thing, like in addition to a benefit. So think of this as being a benefit of something. So if it's some sort of good thing, some sort of additional plus to the first noun, then you can more likely use it in Korean, if this helps to understand it. So in addition to a Korean teacher, well, what other benefit is there? Well, on top of being a Korean teacher, well, he's also, in benefit to a Korean teacher, a YouTube star, like that. So this is how you'd use it. Or with breakfast, 아침, 겸, 점심. Well, in addition to being breakfast, a benefit on top of being breakfast is it is also lunch. So kind of think of it more like that, because that might help you translate this better for when you're going from English to Korean. But again, if you're not at least an intermediate, this is going to be way useless to you right now, I think. Let's do another example. Oh, and I should say something. This 겸 used between nouns is not super common. You'll use it usually with short phrases like this. So it'll be some sort of like work, like a job that a person has, this job and this job, or something like a meal, like you might hear 점심 겸 저녁, like lunch/dinner, that kind of thing. It's not just going to be something you're going to throw around all the time whenever you want to. So think of it in your head. It's like something taking on two tasks, something in benefit to one other. It's something being a benefit. Let's say this again. So think about that in your head like that. It's one thing being a benefit to another thing, not just one thing and something. Let me give you an example sentence using this sort of 겸 form. Okay, I'm checking the chat a little bit more often since we had the issues with the stream, but okay. 여기를 손님빵. 손님, pronunciation of this will become 빵. 손님빵. The reason for that you can ask me later during the Q&A after the lesson if you're curious. 여기를 손님빵 겸 slash or in addition to a guest room. 손님빵, 손님 guest 빵 room. Oops, let's clear that up. Studio. So first we have, let's just look at this part. 손님빵 겸 studio. So a guest room slash studio, or more literally, or more, a better way to think of this would be a guest room. And in addition to that, a benefit of being a guest room is also, well, it's a studio as well. So the studio is in benefit to being a guest room. Well, yeah, it's a guest room, but even more than that, in benefit to that, as a benefit, as an added benefit, it's also a studio. I'm just going to write this up here. As an added benefit, it's also a studio. So let's use this in a sentence. 로 as 쓰고 있어요. 여기를 here, this place. So here, right where I'm right now. 여기를 손님방 겸 스튜디오로 쓰고 있어요. So I am using here 쓰고 있어요. 여기를 쓰고 있어요. I'm using here as a guest room slash studio. Or I am using here as a guest room, and as an added benefit, I'm also using it as a studio. So the studio benefit goes extra to the guest room. So it's 2 in 1, that sort of meaning. 여기를 손님방 겸 스튜디오로 쓰고 있어요. So I am using this room, this place, as a guest room and slash studio. Okay, that was our first topic. In fact, 겸 is the easiest of the 3 topics we're going to be learning about today. At least, even if you're not able to use it accurately yourself yet, because until you can kind of feel how it means some sort of benefit, some sort of 2 things working together, you might not be able to use it accurately yourself, but at least you should now be able to understand when other people say it. So this one's quite simple to understand. Oh, and if you get the worksheet, you'll find more examples of 겸 as well. Bet you hear it in commercials selling products. Yeah, you can hear it there, although it's not quite, like I said, it's not exactly like slash in English. But yes, it's that sort of meaning. Something like, it's a bedroom slash workshop, you know, whatever you want. And then someone's advertising, or like, it's a computer desk slash bed. Then yeah, you know, someone's selling a computer desk that you roll out into a bed. Perfect way to sell it. You know, in benefit too, being a computer desk, well, it's also a bed. I originally was looking at the time, but I'm not going to be able to schedule the time the same. So I'll just do the lesson until it's done. We'll just have the lesson. Okay, let's do our first really advanced topic. Okay. I have to do a lot of writing here. So, action verb stem. This will be A, this first action verb stem. We're just going to call it A. Then you're going to attach or lir, keom. So you do the future tense action verb stem. Future tense action verb stem here become future tense keom. Then you do another one. This will be B. Or lir, keom. So the exact same thing again. But optionally, you can also add 해서. And then you do this. Action verb, which we'll just call C. Now, this is not a verb stem. This is just where you finish the sentence. So I'll just say action verb here. So let's look at this again. Action verb stem, like 하다. Let's just take 하다 for example for all of these. 하다, 할, 겸. Next one. 하다 again. 할, 겸. Optionally, 해서. Finally, action verb, 해요. 할 겸. 할 겸 해서 해요. This is the form you have to use. This is why it's kind of advanced, because it's very long. It sounds complicated when you write it like this, but in actual usage, it's not complicated to understand how it works grammatically either. And in fact, it's very simple. You use 겸 once with a verb. You use 겸 again with the verb, and then you attach 해서 optionally. I'll just write optionally. And then you finish the sentence with any action verb. What this means is actually the same thing as 겸 when it's used with nouns, but now we're using it with verbs. So we have the second, so look at it this way. Noun, 겸, noun. We have our noun, 겸, noun. We have our noun, 겸, noun again, just like we did, but now it's with doing something. So now you're doing something, and then in addition to doing something, as a benefit of doing something, I shouldn't say that, in benefit to doing something, so as an added benefit, you're also doing B, and then finally you're doing C. So that's what we literally get right now. Doing A, and then in a benefit to A, so in addition to A, as an extra benefit to A, you're also doing B, and then you're doing C. What this means is something quite simple. It means the speaker intends to do multiple things. So, I'm doing A. Well, in addition to A, I'm also going to be doing B, and I'm also going to be doing 해서, and then I'm also going to be doing C. So I'm going to do A and B, and then in addition, I'm also going to be doing C. Actually, let me say that again. So it's like someone says, I'm going to do A, and then in addition to A, I'm going to do B. And then after I do A and B, right, then I'm going to do C. This is used to say that you're doing multiple things at the same time. Specifically, you are doing A and B at the same time, together. These are added benefits to each other. So B benefits A. Like these are, two tasks, and B is a task in addition to A. Like these are two things you're doing as benefits. There's an easier translation for this, which I'll tell you pretty soon, so don't worry. Another way you can think of this as translating is to do C, so whatever your verb is for C, to do C in order to do A and B. So, saying it again, you want to do A and B are two A and B benefit each other. So keom. So A and B both work together. So you're doing them both. Like, well, I'm going to do this. And in addition to that, as a benefit to that, I'm also going to do this. And after I do those, I'm going to do this. So that's what this form means. So you can also think of it as translating like this. To do C, well, in order for me to do C, I have to do A, and I'm doing A, so I have to do B too. That's what it means. I'm doing something so that I can do these two things, but my intention is really, I'm going to do all these three things. So yeah, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to do that, like that. That's sort of meaning. And this is a very common grammar form in Korean. Another way you can translate this, and I promise, write all this down. It'll make more sense once you start seeing some example sentences. The purpose of C is to also do A and B. So it could mean like, well, I'm doing C, I'm doing this so that I can do A and B. I'm going to the store so that I can buy groceries and meet my friend, right? I'm meeting my friend. In addition to meeting my friend, well, I'm also going to do another task. While I'm there meeting my friend, I'm also going to be buying groceries. Or while I'm buying groceries, I'm also going to be meeting my friend, like that. And then I'm going to go to the store so that I can do that. So to do going to the store, I'm going to meet my friend and buy groceries. That sort of meaning. Or this way you can look at it. The purpose of me going to the store, C, is so that I can meet my friend and buy groceries. Does that make sense? Before I go on, I want to check that some of you've got that first. So think about that for a second. Does that make sense? Because I think if you kind of get that, we can move on with the rest of the part. To lose weight, I have to eat healthy and exercise. It could be, but these are tasks. These are tasks that you're going to be doing. So it'll make more sense once I show you some sentences, but you're not too far off. If you got that explanation, yeah, you're not too far off. While I'm at A, I might as well do B. Yeah, you can think of it like that. Yeah. Okay, let me explain it. Yeah, Renshin's like, makes sense, but how is it useful? Oh, it's very useful. But okay, I will explain one more time just so that we can get one more clear thing on it. So, literally, I'm doing A, and then in benefit to A, well, I'll also do B. And then after I've done A and B, I'm going to do C. That's what the literal meaning is. But that's kind of difficult to explain in English. Like, when would you use that? Well, here is when you would use that in English. I'm going to do C so that I can do A and B. Or, well, the reason I'm doing C is so that I can do A and B. Let's give you an example of that. As I said before, I'm going to work at the bookstore, C, so that I can have lots of time to read books and I can make money. That's one example. Or the purpose of me working at the bookstore is so that I can make money and read books. That's another way to look at it. Or literally just, doing A and B and then C, literally. You can also think of it like this. I'm going to make money and have plenty of time to read, and I'm going to work at the bookstore. I'm going to work at the bookstore and I'm going to make money and have lots of time to read. Okay, this is more of a literal meaning though still. We haven't gotten yet to what's natural. How does this sound natural in Korean? When do I naturally want to use it? Let me tell you. We have an expression like this in English. We just don't use it that much in English, but we do have a similar kind of expression. We just don't do it with so much grammar in English. Oops. Okay, you can also think about this form as meaning to kill two birds with one stone. To kill two or more, we'll talk about that. To kill two, A and B, with one, C, stone. Now, I didn't want to give you this definition first because I think it sounds really attractive. You're like, oh, that makes perfect sense, but that's kind of missing the point because then you're going to use it wrong. I want to make sure you actually understand how it literally works before we talk about how it will naturally translate in your head. Some of the times. This isn't going to be the way it translates all the time, and we'll talk about that. So to kill 2 or more birds with one stone, doing one thing to get 2 tasks taken care of. To do C, as I just said, to do C in order to do A and B. So you're going to use 1 stone to get A and B. Or the purpose of using 1 stone is to get A and B. That's sort of literal meaning. But naturally, it's like, well, to kill 2 birds with 1 stone, I'm going to go to the store and I'm going to meet my friend and buy groceries. Going to the store, meeting my friend, and buying groceries. Or our other example, I'm going to work at the library so that I can not only make money, but also have time to read, right? These examples also work. And this might be another way you can think about it. But again, I don't want you to only think about like this because you might misuse it. But this is kind of the way that this form works. And yeah, we don't use this form so much in English, but it is kind of this sort of meaning. The other thing I should say is that A, remember we had verb keom, and then another verb keomsah, and then verb. So A, B, and C. Well, A is actually optional. The whole A verb is actually optional. You can just say B keomsah, C. You don't even need that. You can just say, well, I'm going to go to the store to do one thing in addition to something else that I'm not saying. So, well, yeah, I'm going to go work at the bookstore so I can also make lots of money. You didn't even say, and get to read books, right? You're just saying, and I'd even make lots of money working at the bookstore. So the listener can kind of assume that there is an A, or even more. They can assume there's more because keom by itself shows there's some sort of additional benefit, additional thing that you're doing. So if you were to use this form with our other example, going to the store, I'm going to go to the store to also meet my friend. Well, they can assume A, even though you didn't say it. They can assume you mean, well, you're going to the store to buy something, right? Maybe you're doing grocery shopping. Maybe you're going to buy a necklace. We don't know. But they can assume it's in addition to something because you used keom. So they'll know to think, oh, in addition to whatever you're doing, you're also going to buy, meet your friend. So they can assume something even if you don't use it. So A is actually optional. Now, I want you to use A when you're practicing it because that you can really get a better feel for how it works. But just know that it's completely optional because it still has the same meaning. Keom by itself shows that something is in benefit already. So if you say that or not, doesn't really matter. It still has the same meaning. If used must come after the last keom. Let's see, should I talk about that? Oh, yeah. Okay. So A is optional, but often it's used. Often? I'm still going through pre-boot, I swear. Okay. It's optional, but usually they do use it. So I recommend using it. However, most often the first A is not used with keom. So before we had action verb stem plus or lir and then keom, most of the time A is actually not used that way in casual conversation. It can be. Grammatically, that's the most correct way to do it. More often though, you'll see A just used with ko. I know I haven't even given you a single example sentence of this. Don't worry. I want to make sure you get this before I even show you an example. I want you to understand how it works. Action verb stem plus ko. So you have 2 options. You can either use action verb stem with the future tense as we did before with or lir, keom, but that's optional. Like I said, you don't even have to use the whole thing. However, most of the time, A will still be used just with regular ko. So instead of saying 할 겸 해서 하다, you would do 하고 할 겸 해서 하다, like that. 하고, if it's to go, 가고, meet a friend, 친구를 만나고. And then the second one, however, you have to use keom. So if you use ko with the first one, they'll understand it's like, oh, I'm doing this and this in addition to keom. You still have the keom in there with keom 해서, but it's not always used with both keoms like that. So just know that sometimes A is not even used, and if you see it without it being used, it's okay. Most of the time, though, A is still used just with the ko ending, which of course just means and. So if you were to say, 친구도 만나고, or 친구도 보고, see my friend, and 장도 보고, 장 보다 meaning to go grocery shopping, 장도 볼 겸. So we have 친구도 보고, 장도 볼 겸, and I'll show you an example soon, don't worry. And then whatever you did, see after that. Okay, there's another thing you guys have to know. Let's see. 겸. Okay. Actually, let me add these after. Let me give you a sentence first, and then I got to tell you some more details. So let me give you an example, and then I'll add some more details that you should know. Can you guys see why this is an advanced lesson? It's so many details to take in. I swear I made it as simple as possible for you guys. Okay. 한국어도 배우다, to learn. So we're going to have 배울 겸. Or as I said, we could just do 배우고 for our first action verb for A. 한국어도 배울 겸. So learning Korean, and as a benefit, in addition to that, 여행도 좀, just a little bit, a little bit of traveling. 여행도 좀 할 겸. So we have 하다. 여행하다, to take a trip or to go on vacation. 여행도 좀 할 겸. 해서, remember we have 해서 here. 겸, 해서, so we have 겸, and then another 겸, 해서. And now we're going to have our C, our third verb. 한국에 왔어요. So let's look at this for a second. 한국어도 배울 겸, 여행도 좀 할 겸 해서 한국에 왔어요. If we look at it with our definition, killing two birds with one stone. Actually, let's first look at it with our other definitions. I'm going to do C in order to do A and B. So I came to Korea in order to learn Korean and travel a bit, right? Or the purpose of me coming to Korea, 한국에 왔어요, was so that I can learn Korean and travel a bit. Or with our other definition, I'm going to kill two birds with one stone. I came to Korea so that I can learn Korean and go traveling. So it's like killing two birds with one stone. I both learned Korean and did some traveling. That's why I came to Korea, to kill two birds with one stone. You can kind of look at it like that. Read this sentence for just a little bit. I want you to read this over a few times. Tell me if you notice some other detail that I haven't told you yet about how to use this form. There is a detail hidden in this sentence that I haven't explained yet, that I need to tell you guys about, relating to how this form is grammatically used. Tell me, can you find it? There's something in here I haven't told you guys yet. They teach easy things in the exam. Yeah, I'm the opposite. I'll teach hard things in an easy way. Yeah, I went to Korea not only to learn Korean. Okay, that's great. That's the translation. Renshin, do. Yep, yeah, do. This is a requirement. This is something you must do. Anytime it's possible to add do for these A and B examples, you must. Now that doesn't apply to C. 한국에 왔어요. You're just saying, well, I did C in order to do A and B. Well, because we have that also, like in addition to, even, they add to all of the time. That's not to say if you don't use to, it won't make sense. It'll make sense. They'll know what you were trying to say. It'll sound fine. To is used because this form is always used to say, like I said, some sort of benefit to something, in addition to something, like, this thing and that thing together. In that to adds that sort of emphasis too, like even that, and to do this, and to learn Korean, and to go a little and to take a little bit of, what am I trying to say? And to do a little bit of traveling. Kind of like that even, that also sort of meaning. To also learn Korean and to also do a little bit of traveling, because the word also isn't inside of 겸. 겸 simply by itself just means in addition to, or like as a benefit to, so some sort of work in addition to something. But it doesn't have that sort of and meaning to it. So that comes from adding to. So anytime it's possible, you will always see to used with both A and B. Now, if it's a verb, Like a pure Korean verb, you'll just see like 한국어 도 배우다. But for any sort of 하다 verb, it'll always become between the noun and 하다. So here, 여행하다. It's not going to say 여행할 겸 해서. It'll always be 여행도 할 겸 해서. So you always split apart 하다 verbs whenever they can be. And for verbs that cannot be split, you'll use it before the noun. If it was some sort of a verb that couldn't be split, like just a verb by itself, I can't really think of an example. You don't have to, but anytime you possibly can. So use 도 anytime you possibly can. So yeah, 한국어도 배울 겸 여행도 좀 할 겸 해서 한국에 왔어요. There's one more thing I have to tell you. Now, this isn't apparent in the sentence. This 해서 is actually optional. Completely optional. 한국어도 배울 겸 여행도 좀 할 겸. Now, I marked that with the parentheses when I wrote the form on the board. The second 겸, be, optionally can use 해서, but most of the time it will. Now, I think in writing you might see it used without 해서, but typically in speaking, the 해서 makes it more clear that you are doing something and then doing something right after, which is what this form normally means. 해서, like doing that, and then right after that, I'm doing this. Kind of like, yeah, I'm doing this, and then I'm going to do this. So it has that more of a meaning, but they can infer that without 해서. So 해서 is optional, but I recommend you use it, at least until you really get the hang of 겸. And I also said, hold me up to what I'm saying. You can remove A. A is actually optional. Now, most of the time it is not removed. Most of the time it will be A, B, C. But you can also remove A if you really want. So we could just say, by itself, 여행도 좀 할 겸 해서 한국에 왔어요. Yeah, I came to Korea, to travel also. So that I could also travel. Well, they assume there's other things there too, right? Like, let me check. Okay, good. Just checking the chat. If you were to use 겸 here, then they hear the sentence, they automatically know, like, 여행도 좀 할 겸. Going on a trip, traveling, is in addition to something. So, yeah, 여행도 좀 할 겸 한국에 왔어요. Yeah, I came to Korea to also get some traveling in. To also do some, yeah, I came to Korea to also get some, why do I keep saying get some? Yeah, I came to Korea to also do some traveling. So they'll know it's in addition to something, like traveling is some sort of benefit, right? To whatever normal reason is you came to Korea. So they'll think, of course, in addition to eating Korean food, in addition to meeting friends, in addition to going to school, in addition to learning Korean, 여행도 좀 할 겸 해서 한국에 왔어요. They'll know what you're talking about, even if you don't say A. Now, with that said, however, you still want to use A so that it's really clear when you're speaking Korean. But if you hear a Korean say it to you without that A, you just hear 여행도 좀 할 겸 해서 한국에 왔어요. You'll know, traveling is only in addition to the other things they're going to be doing, the other things that they came to Korea to be doing. There's one more thing. So I said that A is optional. I said that 해서 is optional. I also said that anytime you're using this, more often in speaking, the first verb, A, will be used with the 고 ending and not with 겸. Now, 겸 is totally fine. Grammatically, 겸 is more correct, I guess. But you'll hear more often, 한국어도 배우고. To learn Korean and do some traveling, 겸. Now, what this means is like, yeah, I'm going to Korea, in addition to learning some Korean and doing some traveling as a benefit. So it doesn't have so much of a separate meaning like, well, in addition to whatever other things I'm doing, I'm also going to learn Korean and I'm also going to do some traveling. Instead, it means I'm also going to do traveling and learn Korean. It kind of bunches them together, but it's also acceptable because this 겸 by itself means that you're doing something in addition to, as a benefit to whatever you were normally doing. So yeah, I came to Korea, and in addition to the regular things I would normally do here, I also am going to be learning Korean and traveling a bit. So it bunches them together, but it still sounds natural. In fact, this 고 for the first A verb is more natural sounding than using 겸 twice. But if you search 겸 on the internet, you'll find 겸 used in both sentences more often, but it's actually a little bit less natural sounding. So I'm just letting you guys know this. I know it's making things more complicated, but it's more natural that the first verb will use 고 instead of using 겸, and 겸 will come once. So to summarize again, use 고 for the first verb. 해서 is optional, but I recommend using it. And always use 도 after each verb. Even if you're connecting it with 고, you still have to use 도 here. Okay. Oh, and there's one more thing. See, isn't this fun? There's one more thing we can learn. If you want, you can, I guess, use more verbs before A. Or, between A and B. You can do like 한국어도 배우고, 한국어도 배울 겸, 여행도 좀 할 겸, 한국 음식도 좀 먹을 겸. You can use multiple 겸, or it doesn't have to be 겸. Like I said, you can connect them with 고, and then just end the last one with 겸, 해서, and you're fine. Now, this is not so common to say this and do this and do this and do this. It's not so common to do that, but just know that grammatically you can do it. So I'll say that again. You can use 겸 multiple times, or, 고, more than just these two that I've given you in the example, but it's not so common. Okay, now we have learned everything about this form. Let's do some examples. How are we on time? As expected, terrible on time. But that's okay. We'll keep going on. How are you guys doing? Seems like it makes sense with present progressive tense and future. Yeah, it could. You can use it with there's no restrictions on which form it would be used as long as it's in the right context. You could say, I came to Korea, I did something so that I could do A and B, or I will do something so that I can do A and B, or I am doing something, or I do something so that I can do A and B. Any tense is okay. Yeah, there's no restriction on tense with this. I wrote this, Leah, really weird. I don't know if you guys saw that. 영어도 볼 겸. 친구랑 커피도 마시면서 while drinking coffee 얘기하다. 얘기하다 means to talk. So 얘기도 조금. Oh, I got a donation. Hold on one sec. Let me finish writing this. 할 겸 해서 백화점에 가려고 했는데 okay, I'm running out of room now. 했는데 okay, I'm not gonna write like that's not visible. 했는데 Can I go a little bit lower? Yes, I can. Okay. 비가 와서 그냥 I'm giving you guys a really long sentence. 포기하고 집으로 왔어요. Okay, cool. I got space. Okay, I wanted to give you guys a really long sentence, but first let me check the donation. Oh, and whoever's donation is broke the board. Oh, it's a new member. Cool. Anne, Im, welcome. Thank you. Let me just fix my board. You broke it. Okay. And Im, welcome to the family. Thank you. Okay. I made you guys a really long sentence. 영화도 볼 겸, seeing a movie, and in addition to that, also 친구랑 커피도 마시면서 얘기도 좀 할 겸. 친구랑 커피 마시다, to drink coffee with a friend. 면서, while drinking coffee with a friend, 얘기하다, to talk. So to go see a movie and to, talk with my friend a bit while drinking some coffee. 할 겸 해서. So in order to do that, 백화점, department store 백화점에 가려고 했는데 I was gonna go to the department store so that I can see a movie and in addition to that, killing two birds with one stone, I would also, go drink some coffee with my friend while talking. But 했는데 비가 와서 it rained. 그냥 포기하고 I gave up and 집으로 왔어요. I came home. So I was going to go to the department store to see a movie and talk with a friend while drinking some coffee. But it rained, so I just gave up and came back home. Here, 왔어요. Read the sentence to yourself as well. I know I put a lot in it. This is just, I made it long for fun, okay? I admit it. I just made it long for fun because, I don't give you guys enough long sentences. I want to give you a long sentence. So read it again. 영화도 볼 겸. Or, as I said, 영화도 보고 would be perfectly fine. 친구랑 커피도 마시면서 얘기도 좀 할 겸 해서. So we have be here. Be is here. 친구랑 커피도 마시면서 얘기도 좀 할 겸 해서. But you can, if you want to simplify it, 얘기도 할 겸 해서 is the basic part of be. So we have 영화도 볼 겸, 얘기도 할 겸 해서. So to see a movie and to talk, but here we have talk a little bit with my friend while drinking coffee. 해서. So in order to do that, in order to see a movie and, talk with my friend a bit while drinking some coffee, 백화점에 가려고 했어요. I tried to go to the department store, but I just made it longer. 했는데 비가 와서 그냥 포기하고 집으로 왔어요. But it rained, so I just gave up and came home. So yeah, I was going to go to the department store to see a movie and talk with a friend while drinking some coffee, but it rained, so I just gave up and came back home. That's the meaning we get. Let's do another sentence. Okay, that's the only really long one I have today. I get some long sentences sometimes. Okay. 살도 빼다. 살 빼다 means to lose weight. It's transitive verb. So you are losing weight. Not I lost weight by whatever. It's you are actively losing weight. So I lost weight. So I am going to lose weight. 살도 뺄 겸. In addition to losing weight. Well, as in actively, I'm going to lose weight, as I said. 수영, swimming. 수영을 좀 어때? Let's do another type of form. So we have a lot of different things in this example here. Oh, and I didn't dab for you, Anne. I'm sorry. Welcome, Anne. Again, thank you to Grandpa Mikey because that was in the previous stream which cut out. Okay. 살도 뺄 겸. This is B. There is no A. A doesn't exist. This is just 겸. 살도 뺄 겸 해서. But here it's just 살도 뺄 겸. So in addition to, as an added benefit to losing some weight, 수영, doing swimming. 수영을 조금 해보는 건 어때? How about trying, 해보다, to do some swimming so that you can also lose some weight? So what do you think? How about trying swimming to also, as an added benefit, killing two birds with one stone, you do swimming and you can lose some weight. So here, 수영 is C. How about swimming? So that you can do A and B. Something, something, and lose weight. So obviously when they say this, what they mean is going swimming has lots of benefits. Right? How about just look at this first. 수영을 좀 해보는 건 어때? 수영을 좀 해보는 건 어때? 수영을 좀 해보는 건 어때? How about doing some swimming? 살도 뺄 겸. In addition to the other benefits, one more extra benefit you get is losing weight. So this means you're gonna, you can do exercise, maybe you can meet new people, you can get outside of the house, you can relax, relieve some stress, take a bath at the showers, whatever other benefits there are of swimming, stay in shape. Well, also, as an added benefit, 살도 뺄 겸. you also lose some weight. So you will be losing weight. 살도 뺄 겸 수영을 좀 해보는 건 어때? How about trying some swimming? How about doing some swimming so that you can lose weight? Again, to do C, you need to do A and B. So you're doing C in order to do A and B, or I'm doing A and B so that I can do C. So how about going swimming so that you can lose weight? You kind of think of it like that. Or like I said, two birds with one stone. How about you go swimming and lose some weight while you're at it? Doesn't sound so nice in English, but in Korea it's not too bad in Korea. They often talk about people's weight more publicly in Korea. I know you can't really do that in the US. It's just a Korea thing. But we're not here to talk about Korean culture. Let's do another example. Okay, I got one more for this form. Oh no, I have two more. 용돈. So this is like spending money or like pocket change. 벌다. 벌다 means to earn. So 용돈을 벌다, to earn some pocket change, to earn some spending money. So we have, here we're going to use it with 겸. 용돈도 벌 겸 책도 볼. So we have 벌 and 볼. Different. 벌 겸 해서 서점, bookstore. 서점에서 알바, part-time job, 알바를 하고 있어요. 알바를 하고 있어요. 오케이. 용돈도 벌 겸, 책도 볼 겸 해서 서점에서 알바를 하고 있어요. So let's look at the end part of our sentence first. 알바를 하고 있어요. I am doing a part-time job so that I can both kill two birds with one stone. And those two birds are 용돈도 벌 겸, earning some pocket change, and 책도 볼 겸 해서. So 용돈도 벌 겸, or we can also say 벌고, as I said. 책도 볼 겸 해서. So I'm earning some pocket change, and in addition to that, as an added benefit, I can also read books. 책 보다, literally to look at books, is another way you can say to, read books, just like casually. 책도 볼 겸 해서 서점에서 알바를 하고 있어요. So I'm working a part-time job right now at the bookstore so that I can earn some spending money and read some books. So the added benefit of working at the bookstore is that I get to earn money and I also get to read books. And again, as I said, you could change 벌다, you could change this to 벌고. You could also just remove it. 책도 볼 겸 해서 서점에서 알바를 하고 있어요. So I'm working at a bookstore to also, as an added benefit, get to read some books. So I can also read some books. That's fine too. And then they'll probably assume the first one, making money. Anyway, well, what other benefit is there to working at a bookstore besides reading books? Making money? Yeah, probably that. They'll assume something else. So yeah, 용돈도 벌 겸, 책도 볼 겸 해서 용돈도 벌 겸, 책도 볼 겸 해서 서점에서 알바를 하고 있어요. So I'm working a part-time job now at the bookstore so that I can earn some spending money and read some books. Okay. And I got one more sentence. Definitely check out the worksheet for today's lesson though, because it has a lot more sentences. I think there's 14 sentences, so you can really get the hang of how this is used. 쓰레기도 버릴 겸, throw away the trash. 밖으로, outside, 밖으로 나갔어요. Again, this only has one thing. This doesn't even have 해서, just 겸. I'm just trying to show you how you can also use this form. 쓰레기도 버릴 겸. So, in addition to the other things I'm doing, the other benefits I'm getting, well, there's also the added benefit of throwing out the trash. And then, well, what did I do? What did I do in order to throw out the trash? 밖으로 나갔어요. I went outside so that I could also throw out the trash. Well, this is an added benefit to whatever else you're doing. So in addition, as an added benefit, I killed two birds with one stone, and I went outside to throw out the trash. You know, they would assume you're talking about something else like getting some fresh air, maybe getting some exercise, maybe just, you know, going outside to, you know, smell the roses, whatever you're doing as an added benefit to going outside. Yeah, you know, I figured I'd also throw out the trash as an added benefit. 쓰레기도 버릴 겸 밖으로 나갔어요. So I went outside to also throw out the trash. So getting to throw out the trash was a nice benefit, you know, and I got to go outside. So that's great. 쓰레기도 버릴 겸 밖으로 나갔어요. So we don't even need 해서, we don't even need A. It's just B, 겸, C. I did C in order to do B. Or, killing two birds with one stone, I went outside and threw out the trash. Kind of like that. And using 겸. Like I said, you could just say 쓰레기를 버리려고 밖으로 나갔어요. I went outside in order to throw out the trash. But that's just direct. 겸. Using 겸 shows that whatever it is in addition a benefit to whatever you're doing. So, yeah, I went outside, but I also, you know, while I was out there, I also threw out the trash. It's an added benefit. So that's what 겸 does. That is also why this is definitely an advanced lesson. And we're not done. We are a little over halfway through our lesson and way past time. The next form we're going to be using is 겸사겸사. Remember I said that 겸 is some sort of thing you're doing. It's taking on an additional task. So 겸 is an additional task. Well, it's not the additional task by itself. This literally just means taking on an additional task. So 겸, taking on some extra sort of benefit or task. 사 means a thing. So keomsa literally means that thing, which is what you take on as an additional task. But you don't really need to know this. I'm just explaining it in case you're really curious about 한자. keomsa means a thing, literally, that you are taking on as an additional task. So we have taking on thing as an additional task and taking on thing as an additional task. This is an idiomatic usage. Now, Korean and Chinese and Japanese, I'm sure as well, have a lot of these idiomatic expressions that literally they have some sort of meaning, but you don't really need to think about that. 겸사겸사 is actually quite easy to use. 겸사겸사 is an adverb. And it's used directly before an action verb. I'll just write AV. It's action verb, people. Action verb. So an adverb goes before an action verb. And the other thing I should say is that this does not always translate nicely into English, but it doesn't need to. This also means doing multiple things like this and that at once. So doing multiple things at once. You can also think of it as, depending on how it's being used, you can also think of it as like, you know, just killing two birds with one stone, and I did something. I was just, trying to kill two birds with one stone, so I went down to the grocery store. Yeah, I was just trying, to kill two birds with one stone, and I said, let's meet charsu. Let's just kill two birds with one stone and meet charsu. You're not saying what those two birds are. You're just saying idiomatically that you're doing multiple things at the same time. So, again, this means you're doing multiple things like this thing and that thing at the same time. So, literally, you can think of it as meaning like, well, to do multiple things at the same time, let's say hi to charsu, right? We got to do some other things too, but let's just, let's say hi to charsu. While we're at it, let's say hi to charsu. While we're at it, I did this. It doesn't always translate to while we're at it, though. It just means you're doing multiple things at the same time. And there is a literal translation, though, for this. If you must translate this in your head, and you can't think of what it could possibly mean when it's used with an action verb, as well as is usually a decent translation. Although this doesn't preserve any of its original meaning, at least it'll grammatically make sense in your sentence. So I know as well as is quite a boring phrase. You can say as well as in a lot of ways in Korean. You don't need this form to say as well as from English to Korean. But when you're translating Korean to English, as well as is a decent translation that should make sense in most cases. But Let me give you some more translations. I was in the area and, if you're saying, let's just do something. I know I was in the area. Or even, hey, might as well, as in, I want to do multiple things, so let's just take care of this while we're here. Might as well, as in let's do it. Like we should do it. That sort of meaning. We might as well meet Charsu because we're taking care of multiple things at the same time. I'm supposed to meet Charsu and we're here, we're in the area, so we might as well meet Charsu. That sort of meaning. Literally though, just you're saying doing multiple things at the same time, something happens, or I did something, or let's do something like that. And I'll show you some examples. And let me give you one more usage for this. You can use this whenever you want to say something that you're doing without saying the reason. This is useful. Okay. I wanted to teach this, but I don't want to just explain how it's used. I want to show you how you guys can actually use it yourself. This is a very useful adverb when you don't want to say the reason for something. There are other ways you can also do that too, by the way. But if you want to say, I was just in the neighborhood and I thought, why not? I might as well invite you to the party. What's the real reason? Why are you inviting me to the party? Why are you here? Why were you in this neighborhood? Why are you meeting Charsu? Why are you doing... It just makes up an explanation without saying the reason. So it's, I'm just trying to do this and that at the same time, so I thought I'd say hi. You can say you're doing something without saying the reason. You can suggest to someone else without saying the reason. Like, we got to do multiple things, so let's just do this. That's kind of what it means. And you'll see that when I give you your first example. So again, it's an adverb that's only used with action verbs. It is not used with descriptive verbs like other adverbs can be, or other adverbs. It's only used with action verbs. 겸사겸사 literally can translate as well as, and I'll show you that. Naturally could be something like, we might as well do something. Might as well do that. Or, I was in the neighborhood, I was in the area anyway, and that sort of thing. Or, we're in the area right now, so or just saying something without giving the reason. So, let me give you an example. There are actually two different ways that you might see 겸사겸사 used. One way is just at the very beginning of a sentence, and the other one is directly before an action verb. So, let's do one basic example. 여기 온 김에. Now, we're not going to be talking about 김 in this example, but it means while something's already happened. Like in this situation, while it's already happened, while we're here, 여기 온 김에. This is an expression. You can just memorize this. In fact, 김에 is used not too often. A common way that 김에 is used is a different grammar form, is with the expression 온 김에. 여기 온 김에. While you're here, since you're here anyway. Okay, but just, the reason is 겸사겸사 kind of can have that sort of feeling with it as well as 여기 온 김에. 여기 온 김에. So while we're here anyway, 겸사겸사, just doing a bunch of different things at once and 밥이라도, rice or something or a meal or something. 밥이라도 먹자. Hey, since we're here anyway, 여기 온 김에 겸사겸사 밥이라도 먹자. We're here anyway, so let's just get a lot of things done at the same time, and let's just eat or something. Might as well get something to eat. I was in the neighborhood. I just thought, why don't we go get something to eat? That sort of meaning. Okay, so while we're here, 여기 온 김에 겸사겸사 밥이라도 먹자. Like, maybe you're meeting your friend, or you're walking with your friend and you're trying to find Charsu's house, but his house, you can't find it. It's really far away. And you take a break and you're like, well, here's a convenience store. No, here's some restaurant, like a nice 삼겹살 restaurant. You're like, I'm really hungry. And you're like, yeah, I can't find it. I can't find Charsu's house. You say, 여기 온 김에 겸사겸사. Well, we have lots of things to do. We got to find Charsu. probably got to talk with Charsu. We got to eat eventually, right? So 겸사겸사, let's just get multiple things done at once. 밥이라도 먹자. Let's eat something. 밥, a meal. 이라도, even if it is. So 이라도 먹자. Let's just at least get something to eat. Anyway, we might as well just get something to eat since we're here anyway. Or one of the other translations I gave you is, since we're in the area, 겸사겸사, although it doesn't mean since we're in the area, 겸사겸사 밥이라도 먹자. Like, we're in the area anyway. Let's just kill two birds with one stone. Let's just get something to eat while we're here. That sort of meaning. Does that make sense? I'm going to take a break for like 10 seconds. Tell me if that makes sense so far. And I'm going to do the next sentence. So, 여기 온 김에, while we're here, 겸사겸사 밥이라도 먹자. Might as well get something to eat while we're here anyway. I approve. I'll give you 6 stars. I hope this is making sense. This is totally... If you guys are saying that's easy to understand, I am so glad because this is an advanced topic. I've only done like 2 advanced live streams, like actually advanced topics. They are actually advanced topics because they're not something that you're going to need to use daily, but they're very useful and they are very difficult to understand because of how many pieces there are to it, because of how many like rules and exceptions and when to use it and when it doesn't translate into English. All of these things make this an advanced topic. But if you guys get it, that makes me very happy that you guys can understand it. Small, what is 10 stars. All right, 6.5. Okay. 여기 온 김에, while we're here anyway, 겸사겸사 밥이라도 먹자. Might as well get something to eat while we're here anyway. Let's take care of a bunch of things at once. Let's just get something to eat. 이라도 just means even if it is. So even if it's rice, like let's just get something to eat, even if it's just a meal. Or that's how you'd say, let's just get whatever. Let's just get something to eat. It's sort of an expression. It's used, 이라도 is used with any sort of suggestion. Like, let's just at least do something like that. Okay. Let's do one without anything before it. 겸사겸사 철수도. Oh, and I should say, you don't have to use 도 with 겸사겸사. So don't think, I know both of these have used 도 now. It's not like 겸. You have to use 겸 with verbs with, when you're doing like A, B, and C, you have to use 도. 겸사겸사 doesn't have that rule. 겸사겸사 is simpler to use. Like I said, it's just an adverb. 철수도 만나자. So by itself, 철수도 만나자. Let's meet Charsu too. Let's also meet Charsu. 겸사겸사. I'm not giving you the reason. Let's just do multiple things. Let's take care of multiple things at once. And let's meet Charsu. And then the listener will think, what other things? Oh yeah, maybe we're supposed to meet Charsu. We're supposed to go to do that. We're supposed to do that. I'm supposed to do my homework. But let's just, 겸사겸사, doing multiple things at once. And yeah, let's meet Charsu too. Kind of like that. We're already in the neighborhood, 겸사겸사, Charsu도 만나자. Let's, might as well meet Charsu while we're here. That sort of meaning. Like, hey, well, we're already in, I know Charsu lives in Hongdae in Seoul. 겸사겸사, Charsu도 만나자. Like, we're already in Hongdae, so 겸사겸사, Charsu도 만나자. Let's just meet Charsu. Let's do multiple things at once. We're here anyway. We're going to hang out here. Charsu's also here. Let's go meet Charsu too. 겸사겸사, Charsu도 만나자. Might as well meet Charsu too. Let's meet Charsu. Okay. Let's do a longer sentence with 겸사겸사. 겸사겸사 유기견. 유기 means lost or abandoned. 유기견, 견 means dog. So lost dog. 센터. You don't need to learn the word 유기견, but go ahead if you want. 유기견 센터에서. So 겸사겸사. Might as well. We don't know. Let's finish the sentence. 유기견 센터에서 강아지를 데려오기. Let me write this down here. 데려오기로 했어요. So I decided 데려오다, to bring here, to bring home or whatever. 데려오기로 했어요. I decided to bring home 강아지를, a dog, from the Lost Dog Center. 겸사겸사. I'm not telling you the full reason, just, to take care of, to do this and to do that. I got a bunch of things to do. I'm going to do a bunch of things at the same time. So, to kill two birds with one stone or whatever. Here it's just, I was in the area. So I figured, let me just adopt a dog from the Lost Dog Center. Small. You explained well. The PR ratings were weren't aimed at you, but you get 10 PRs. Okay, thank you, Small. Thanks, Small. I appreciate it. Really appreciate it. Okay. Let me do a dab. That's small dab. Wait, actually, I need to do a small dab. That's right, a small dab. Thanks, Small. You get a small dab. Okay. 겸사 is one word. 겸사겸사, Chris White is one word. It's written without a space. 겸사겸사. 유기견 센터에서, at the Lost Dog Center, 강아지를 데려오기로 했어요. So I decided to bring home, 데려오다, to bring, here, bring home. You can assume it's home. 데려오기로 했어요. So I decided to bring home a dog from the Lost Dog Center, 겸사겸사. Again, you can use 겸사겸사 just to say, I was in the area. I just figured without even telling the reason. So you're not saying the reason. I just decided, I just decided to bring home a dog from the Lost Dog Center. You know how it is. It's like, no, I don't. But 겸사겸사. Just taking care of a bunch of things. I wanted to do this and I wanted to do that and I wanted to, just adopt a dog from the Lost Dog Center. So that's what I did. That's kind of the meaning you get with 겸사겸사. So you can use it to replace an explanation for something. 겸사겸사, I did whatever. Kind of like the expression yada yada yada, and then it's like no. You need to fill in those blanks. If you've seen the Seinfeld episode, the yada yada, it's kind of like that. It's the yada yada for when you're doing something. Although not quite that meaningless. Like I said, it can also have meaning. Here it wouldn't really translate as might as well. But you could think of it as might as well too. So I decided I would bring a dog home from the Lost Dog Center. I decided I might as well bring home a dog from the Lost Dog Center. Might as well. Because, why not? Might as well. So you can think of it as meaning might as well here too, if you want. Or just like I said, just doing this and doing that, and I decided, I'd adopt a dog from the Lost Dog Center. So that's what it means. 겸사겸사 유기견 센터에서 강아지를 데려오기로 했어요. So, while I was there anyway, why were you there? Well, obviously you went there. But while I was there anyway, I decided that I would bring home a dog from the Lost Dog Center. I'm really glad, though, you guys are getting this because, like I said, I always worry about the advanced lessons because the advanced lessons they have a lot more stuff to learn. But if you guys feel comfortable with this, if you guys feel kind of comfortable with this topic, you can feel proud of yourselves that you're doing an actual advanced grammar topic. And I'm not just teaching you one thing, I'm teaching you all three uses of keom. First, just keom with nouns, keom with verbs, and then also 겸사겸사, which are all the same related form. 새로운 사람들을, so new people. 새로운 사람들을 만나보려고 겸사겸사. So thinking I am intending to meet new people. So I'm going to meet new people. 새로운 사람들을 만나보려고 I'm going to meet new people. 겸사겸사. And as well as 겸사겸사. While doing this and while doing that and while meeting new people and actually, let me write this down here. Hopefully I'm not running out of space. 이 모임에 나왔어요. Okay. 새로운 사람들을 만나보려고. So I'm trying to meet new people. 겸사겸사. And while doing multiple things, and meeting lots of people, 이 모임에 나왔어요. I came to this meeting. So you can think of it like, well, I came to this meeting so that I could try to meet new people. Or, I'm trying to meet new people, so to also do that, 겸사겸사, in addition to everything else that I'm doing, I figured kill two birds with one stone. I decided I'll come to this meeting so that I could also meet new people. Maybe the meeting just had free food. And they're like, why are you here? You're just eating all of our food. And you're like, yeah, well, 새로운 사람들을 만나보려고 겸사겸사 이 모임에 나왔어요. So yeah, I just came to this meeting, to also meet new people. 겸사겸사. I was trying to meet new people, so I thought I might as well come to this meeting. Might as well. Like I said, might as well is pretty natural translation, but it won't fit in every case. And it might be more difficult to think about how it translates to might as well. So it's better just to think of it as doing multiple things at the same time. And then doing multiple things at the same time, I figured, I got to meet new people. And in addition to that, in addition to everything else that I have to do, 이 모임에 나왔어요. So I came to this meeting. Okay. Surprisingly, even though we lost 30 minutes, I'm only 15 minutes behind in the lesson. So it's not too bad. We're doing okay. All right. This is the last sentence for 겸사겸사, but we have one more thing to cover, which is really short after this. So once more. 새로운 사람들을 만나보려고 겸사겸사 이 모임에 나왔어요. So I'm trying to meet new people. So to also do that, yada, 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 I figured might as well. I was in the area anyway. I don't want to tell you the answer. Kill two birds with one stone and 이 모임에 나왔어요. So I came to this meeting. All right. Hopefully this makes sense. We got one more thing to cover. One more. Oh, that hurt my neck. Okay. So now we've covered 겸해서, 겸사겸사. Aren't you like cummed out from all this cumming? Okay. What about using, let me give you one more final example. This is not 겸사겸사. Well, it is, but it's a little bit different. Actually, wrote it wrong. 잃어버린 목걸이, so necklace. 잃어버린 목걸이를. I should just write. I'm trying to write really big and kind of neat, but I'm not very good at writing very neatly. 찾을 겸. So first we're gonna have 잃어버린 목걸이를 찾을 겸. So looking for or finding my lost 잃어버린 necklace. So looking for my lost necklace. And in addition to that, something else at the same time, something else as a benefit to that, or something else going with that at the same time, right? 겸사겸사. 겸사겸사. 방, room, 청소, room cleaning, or cleaning your room. 방 청소를 할 거예요. Here's our last sentence for today. 잃어버린 목걸이를 찾을 겸 겸사겸사 방 청소를 할 거예요. So let's just look at pieces. 방 청소를 할 거예요. I'm going to clean my room. I'm going to literally 방 청소, room cleaning. I will do room cleaning. 방 청소를 할 거예요. 잃어버린 목걸이. So the necklace that I lost. 찾을 겸. So I'm going to look for the necklace that I lost. And in addition to that, at the same time, 겸사겸사, while I'm at it, or literally just as well as, you can think of it like that too, as well as I'm going to clean my room, or while I'm at it, I'm going to be looking for my lost necklace, and while I'm at it, to kill two birds with one stone, right? 겸사겸사, 방 청소를 할 거예요. I'm going to do some room cleaning. One thing to notice though. 목걸이를 찾을 겸. It doesn't use 도 here. It doesn't really have to. Because this sentence, it's only one item. It's not really confusing that you need to emphasize to also look for my necklace and to also do something else. You're simply just saying, well, I'm going to look for my necklace. And in addition to that, well, I figured while I'm at it, I'm going to clean my room. 도 doesn't have to be used always, but most of the time it is. So you could also say, 잃어버린 먹거리도 찾을 겸. But our example doesn't. You know, sometimes you just got to see how it could be used. But for your sentences, I recommend always using it because the 도 will give it a better emphasis that you're also doing something in addition to doing something. However, here, the 겸사겸사, I think kind of fills that emphasis role in the sentence, so it's not as necessary. But in order to know where you can and where you have to and where you don't have to use 도, you have to kind of understand the feeling of the sentence. Whereas this sentence doesn't quite feel like it needs 도, but until you kind of get to that point and see a lot of examples, I recommend always using it. So for that, again, check out the worksheet for today's lesson because it has 14 more examples. These are not easy. You can try these out. These are more advanced level. In fact, some of these are even too difficult, so I had to cut them out of today's lesson because they would take too much time to explain. But you can definitely check those out. 잃어버린 목걸이를 찾을 겸. So looking for my lost necklace, and in addition to that, at the same time, while I'm at it, 겸사겸사, I might as well. 방 청소를 할 거예요. I'm also going to just clean my room. So I'll clean my room as well as, while I'm at it, I'll look for a necklace that I lost. 잃어버린 먹거리를 찾을 겸 겸사겸사. Yeah, I figured while I'm looking for that anyway, kill two birds with one stone. 방 청소를 할 거예요. I'm going to clean my room. So yeah, I'll clean my room and then, while I'm at it, I'll clean my room. That sort of meaning. Okay, that is the lesson for today. And we only finished 30 minutes late because of the live stream issues. I will never know. I guess just YouTube having issues. Hopefully it'll get better. But now I'm going to do a Q&A for just 20 minutes until 4 o'clock, and then we will stop for today's live session. Just quick announcements. Again, this next Monday, there will be new voting options. We'll get 5 new voting options, so pay attention to that. There will be new beginner, intermediate, and advanced topics. Also, next Sunday, there will be a live stream, but the next week after that, there will not. And I will announce how the schedule will change because, like I said, I don't know if I'm going to be going to Korea or not yet. So I'll keep you guys updated. If I go to Korea, the live classes will stop for a month or so while I'm in Korea. So I'll keep you guys updated. If I don't for another month, then I will probably do 3 more live streams. So yeah, I'll keep you guys updated on that. Also, make sure, again, get the worksheet for today's live stream. It's on Patreon, as well as the outline for today's class with all of the sentences and all of the explanations that we did today. And there's new merchandise. You can check out in the description. Actually, let me just pin something. I've never pinned something. Let's see. Let's just pin this. Does this work if I pin it? Maybe, maybe not. Okay, I tried to pin it. I don't know if it'll actually show up. Oh yeah, it shows up. Cool. Yeah. And also, if you want updates, make sure to check out the Discord. Now I will answer some questions for 20 minutes and then we'll stop. So yeah, again, I apologize. This live stream started at 2:10 instead of 2 o'clock, or 2:15 actually, due to YouTube issues, I guess. Well, I can only assume are YouTube issues. Maybe a combination, slower internet and YouTube issues, but yes. Looking forward to the next live class. Awesome. What's the more natural grammar form that has the same meaning as 김에? You can just use 니까. Because I came, 여기 왔으니까. Because I'm here anyway. 일단 여기 왔으니까. Because I'm here. Yeah, that's not more natural though. It's just a simpler grammar version. 김에 by itself is very natural for expressions like that. Like since we've already done this anyway, since we've already come here anyway, since we've already gone there anyway, that sort of meaning. But we're not doing a lesson about that today. JMT, that was the whole lesson today. Ann, Eam, it's almost 1 a.m. Yeah, take care, Ann, and welcome to the membership. Thank you again to our the few people who donated for today's class, Grandpa Mikey, as well as our new member, Ann, Eam, and Small, of course. Someone asked, what got pinned? Well, it was, I put some merchandise up. Just to show off that I have merchandise. Buy my stuff. Not really. It's I've always wanted to make some merchandise. I'm not really gonna make like some giant, I'm not gonna promote like a big website like lttstore.com like they do. But just a few stuff that I have that I wanted to share. 겸사겸사 is taking me out. Yeah, watch it again. I think I did a pretty decent explanation of 겸사겸사, but because I explained it in many different ways. But if you still want more examples, please get the worksheet. Yeah, there are 14 more practice questions, 4 where you translate from English to Korean, as well as 10 where you translate from Korean to English. I think it'll be some good practice to kind of get a feeling, to see some more examples using it. But yeah, this is, although it's advanced, this is very useful, very common expression. It doesn't sound unnatural at all. It sounds totally fine to use. How can I improve my Korean intonation? Listening to more Korean. Listening to more Korean, because it's not something that you can really practice. I mean, you can fine tune certain parts. Like, oh, you're always saying this like this. But really it just comes down to, are you listening to much Korean? You know, if you're not listening to people how they speak Korean, you're not going to know how you should speak Korean for intonation. So some intonations very basic, like questions will always, you know, upward intonation, or certain grammar forms will require other intonation. But general all around intonation you get by learning, you get by listening to Korean people speak. The difference between ina. I have a separate live stream, I think, about ina in the live stream I did about how to say or. I did a live stream about or, right? Yeah. Ina is just a, or something or whatever. Irado was like, even if it's just, like, how about at least? Irado is kind of more like at least. So 밥이라도 먹자, like, let's at least get something to eat. 밥이나 먹자 is like, let's get some rice or something. I don't care, anything. So it's more of a, they're similar though if you're talking about like with the expression of 밥이나 먹자 or 밥이라도 먹자. They're similar in that sense, but grammatically they can't be switched out in any other form. Like you would say, like, I went to the store to buy 과자나 살까? Should we like buy snacks or something? That's like, I don't really care. Or like, you want to eat pizza? Well, 피자나 먹을까? Should we eat pizza or whatever? But if you said like 피자라도 먹을까? That means like, we have pizza already. Should we at least eat that? Kind of like that. Like, well, how about at least pizza? I don't really want to decide. Let's just whatever. So it's a completely different feeling to it. But rewatch the or lesson I have about ina, because I give a lot of examples in that. 겸사겸사? No, it's not an answer. It's not a phrase. It's an adverb. Can I use standard Korean to be understood all around Korea? Do I have to learn local dialect? No, you don't have to use any dialect. 맞다, 옳다. Well, 맞다 has a few different meanings. If you're talking about just 맞다 as in to be right, because there are other verbs that means 맞다, like, you know, getting hit or getting hit by the rain, or, you know, a bunch of expressions with 맞다. 옳다 means to be right, as in to be proper. It's also where the word 오른쪽, right, comes from as well. The right side. Just like in English, we say something is right and true and just, and also right on the right side. So the Korean has the same, as well as 왼쪽, same thing. They have the same right and left kind of metaphorical and physical meanings. But yeah, 옳다 is like, that is the right answer. And 맞다 is like, that's correct. It is so. 맞다 is, it is so, like, it is that way. And whereas 옳다 is, that is true, that is just, that is right. That sort of meaning. So they have similar uses. Like you can say 옳습니다, like you are correct, or 맞습니다, you are right, like that. And they can in those situations seem to be interchangeable, but with other uses you wouldn't. Like you would say, that's the right answer. You wouldn't use 맞은 대답. You'd use 옳은 for that. It's the right, just answer. And if you're telling something, you're correct, that's right, you wouldn't say 옳습니다 normally. You say 맞아요, yeah, 맞습니다, that's correct, it is. And other grammar would use only one or the other. Typically grammar will only use 맞다. So if you're saying like, it is a certain way, like 고양이가 맞아요? 한국 사람 맞아요? The Korean might ask you like, 외국 사람 맞아요? Are you really an American? They wouldn't say 외국 사람이 옳아요? Like, are you correct? Are you right American? So different grammar forms will use different ones, but just wanted to tell you the context difference between them. Yeah, and same with when. 왜다. To be like corrupt, to be left, to be evil, to be wrong. 왼쪽. Left hand, left, like that. Just like in English. Some interesting stuff. Is it more natural to say 출장을 가다, 출장을 가요, or 출장에 가요? It's 출장을 가다. 출장 가다. To take a trip. I want to say thank you because of your videos. I learned Hangul. Oh, nice. How do I get the worksheets? JMT asks, hold on, let me just make sure this is all going. Still got to check YouTube. The worksheets are all on Patreon. So if you're a Patreon member of any level, you can get the worksheets as well as all of the outlines. Now, the outlines are available for every single live stream I've ever done. The worksheets, however, are only available from, I think, this year. I think I started those like late last year or something like that. So you can't get the worksheets for the earlier ones, but all of the recent ones have worksheets. Throw away. Yeah. They're, don't worry about it. It's not a normal word you'd use. Let me just check if I even spelled it right. Well, let me open my dictionary for a sec. Yeah. Handy side. Yeah. Okay. Okay, any other questions? Keom in Hanja. Yes, Ichijoroi, that's correct. I don't know if Chinese uses that symbol, though, in modern words. I don't know if they actually use it. I just know it originally came from a Chinese word. But a lot of that stuff in Korean, like came from Chinese, might not actually be used in China, or maybe it's used a different way in China. For example, the Hanja for walking that's used in Korean is, I believe, the original Hanja for running in China. Like some things switched meanings, because the reason is these Chinese words didn't come from modern day China. They came from old China, from, I would say, before the 1400s. You're looking at a lot of them. Yeah, a lot of them would have been from way back before, when Korea had a more closer relationship with Chinese languages. So these characters would come from old Chinese, not modern day Chinese, not even 100 years ago China, way long ago China. So those meanings sometimes changed over time. Now, a lot of them stayed the same. So you'll still have words that are the same in Chinese. And those ones actually were added recently. But a lot of them will have completely different meanings today, because those words came from older Chinese, and now those words or those characters changed meaning over time. So I'm not sure if keom is still used. I would guess it is. It might have a different meaning. It basically came from Cantonese. Yeah, you can think of it like that. You can think of it because it came from, well, there's different parts, different words came from different things. A lot of Chinese stuff in Korean also came from Mongolia, Mongols. So that would have been like the Yuan dynasty. Because there was no like China. It wasn't China. It was lots of different groups in there. So whichever country, part of China, whatever today, China, whichever part was interacting with Korean. At that time, the 1200s, it was Yuan dynasty. Before that, what would that be like? Tang dynasty was before. I'm not exactly sure all the Chinese dynasties, though. Can use Nika with the same subject. Yeah, Nika can be used with same subject, but you don't have to. Sol has to be used with the same subject. Keom. Would you use keom for I might as well do this while I'm stuck here? That would be what I just explained with 겸사겸사. Isn't keom ant? No, you'd use kemi. Kemi for ant, not keom. Let's see. Ant is kemi. Yeah, kemi. I'll just do questions for 10 more minutes and then we'll stop for today. So feel free, if you have any other questions, feel free to ask. Hi, I'm from Brazil. Welcome. Thank you so much, Billy. You're welcome. I asked the worst questions. The worst questions are the questions that are not asked or really bad questions. There are some people say there is no such thing as a dumb question. That's not true. There's some pretty dumb questions. But no, for general questions, I mean, you ask because you don't know. So yeah, go ahead. If you ask a dumb question, I'll let you know. But so far, no, there aren't any. Kemi-jiok. Yeah, that's right. Ant hell. That's a funny word. I'll tell you guys that. So, in English, we have the word for a Venus flytrap, right? You know those little monsters, little plants. And they're called flytraps, you know, in English. They're called Venus flytrap. But in Korean, the word for Venus flytrap is actually kemi-jiok. Ji-o means hell. So, kemi-jiok. So, ant hell. Actually, no. 파리지옥. You'd be like 파리지옥. So fly hell. Fly hell. Let me actually check that. I think keomsah. I think I've heard that one too. That's a different one. keomsah is like an ant hill. Yeah, keomsah is different. That's a different thing. 파리지옥 is the Venus flytrap. So pari, so not ant. Sorry, you said kemi. I'm like, oh yeah, kemi. I was like, thought about it. No, pari. So fly hell, because they're fly traps. So they trap the fly and it becomes fly hell because the fly can't escape, it's stuck there until it dies, and then the Venus flytrap absorbs it and then spits out the husk. Right. So 파리지옥. I just think it's a cute name. The cutest name for any plant in Korean is 파리지옥. Yeah, keomsah would be a different thing. At least unless I'm incorrect. I've heard keomsah before, but I believe that's something different. Let me search that really quick. keomsah. Let's see what a keomsah looks like. Yeah, keomsah is those anthills. Yeah, that's the different thing. That's right. The keomsah is different. So ant hell is the they're these like beetles. I don't know what kind of beetle they are, but you've probably seen them before. It looks like a spider hole, or no, it looks like the Sarlacc pit from Star Wars, right? You know, like you got the Sarlacc pit. So it's like got the monster at the bottom with teeth and stuff, and the people fall in. So it's like that, like in the desert, like the big pit with the monster at the bottom. It's those things, but there's beetles that do it, and that's called the keomsah, because the ants go down there and then they get trapped down there. Oh, they don't suffer in hell, but they die. So yeah, that's the keomsah. But they're both jiok for different animals. Stag beetle? I'm not sure. Is it a stag beetle? I'm not sure what it's called. I don't know. I don't know very much about insects. You really like ants. No, I don't know anything about insects, really. Katta and kajida, L planet. They are the same word. Kajida. Someone's asking, what's the difference between katta and kajida? Kajida became katta as a shortening. So, ka, ji becomes jita. All they did was remove this. Ji. So it's katta. It's the exact same word. No difference in meaning. You even have both phrases. Both of these are used in every sort of grammatical form as well. 가져 가세요. 가져. 갖고 가세요. It's the same thing. Websites for reading Korean, like novels, books, articles. You would just want to buy books. I don't know any websites that are legal for reading Korean books or novels. For articles, however, I recommend 동아, D-O-N-G-A, 동아 Kids. It's a news website made for Korean teenagers and kids, but it's totally natural Korean. It's not like kids version. It's just news that's written with a target audience of kids, but it's normal Korean news. So it's not like 오늘은 가게에 갔습니다. It's not really basic. It's not like beginner level. It's totally fluent, natural level. Just the audience is kids, so it won't do such serious topics sometimes, and it'll make some complicated topics in a little bit simpler way to understand. But yeah, that's great. 동아 Kids, I recommend that. Webtoons are okay. Just know that webtoons have a lot of incorrect spelling, incorrect spacing, incomplete grammar, and words that you might not commonly use, like slang words, or even straight up just English words that no one else uses, or terminology that's only within that webtoon. Like they'll make up their own words, which happens a lot too. The webtoon artist will make up words like, oh, let me make up this new word and throw it out. And if it's a really popular comic, sometimes those words actually become used outside of the comic. Omchina. I was trying to think of an example. Omchin-a is one such word that came out of a webtoon. I believe it was, I don't remember, was that Shinetop? I don't know if that was Shinetop or a different one. There's some webtoons that just got so popular that the words that those authors created, they knew what they were doing, became used in regular Korean. This is 엄마, 친구, 아들. So mom's friend's son. And this is just used as how moms in Korea might compare their kid to their friend's kid. Like, oh, that kid, he's so much better than you. He always cleans up his toys. When really, you know, it's the same thing as like the grass is always greener on the other side, you know. It's just mom comparing, even though that kid probably is worse than you, but it's the mom's appearance of that kid, how that kid sees to your mom, like your mom's friend's kid, kind of you get compared to that. So that's like omchina, is like the person like that. So there's some other words like that. And those words would come from Webtoon, but if it's a really popular Webtoon, you're probably safe. Those could be used other places sometimes, but other Webtoons, you have to be careful. It could be some word that they made up that only they know. So I would always recommend checking it up on Naver, every new word, to make sure it's actually commonly used. BTS picks videos. I struggle to differentiate 시옷 and 상시옷. It's just a pause before the sound. You tense your voice. So the regular, just say it like you regularly would say this one normally. 살, 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 살. Easy. S, s. More tense. 살, 살. Slightly longer sound. 살, 살. 살, 살. 살, 살. That's it. And in fact, if you say these wrong, everyone's going to know what you're saying. It'll just sound like you speak a little bit of Busan dialect, because Busan people can't do this. Well, that's not true. Not that they can't. They don't. A lot of times, some Busan dialects, people who speak it strong, they don't really care about the sound. So everything is just this. Yeah. So it's just adding a little bit more tense. So 살, 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 살. That's it. Nothing to it. Most sounds, though, will come, it'll be like pisada, pisada, like to be expensive. It's not pisada, pisada, pisada. Sounds like some, I don't know, Italian word. Pisada, pisada, pisada. Notice it has the longer s, more tense. So it's not pisada. You're not just saying it long, but you add a little bit of tense to it, which helps it. It's easier to say it that way. Pisada, pisada, like that. So yeah. What's the difference between Myeonso and Keom? Zero relation. I did another live stream about Myeonso though. Check that out. Pisada. Yep. Perfect. Perfectly natural. You will sound like a Korean. They're going to be like, 외국 사람 맞아요? Are you really a foreigner? When you say like, pisada, like that. That's how you get them. That's how you make them think you're a native. You gotta like roll your R's, roll your L's. 라, 사랑해. 너무 비싸요. You know, you gotta do it like that. Then you sound native. 한국어 잘하시네요. Yeah, exactly. Roll your R's, add to your S's, and then you can speak Korean just like a native Italian. You gotta use your hands. You're like, 저는 이탈리아에서 왔어요. Okay, I'll stop. I'm sorry. If you're Italian, I'm really sorry. I mean, no offense. I love your food. Can you do a stream about vocabulary? Like what words? Ipryu? What do you mean? Naruto. What do you mean, Ipryu? Ipryu. I'm not sure what that is. I'm Italian, it's okay. Okay. I'm Italian and it's okay. Thank you. You know, I got an Italian friend. It's all good. That makes it sound worse. Okay. I love your food. Hold on, let me just check the time. How long have I been going? Oh yeah, I think it's time to stop now. Okay. All right then. Everyone, thank you for coming. If you have any further questions, please join me in the Discord channel. I'm there all the time. I'm also going to be uploading this live stream outline within the hour. So if you're a Patreon, make sure to get both the worksheet and the outline for today's stream. And I will see you guys again next time, next Sunday. Same place, same time, same channel. 그럼 다음에 또 봐. Now I kind of want to eat pizza. Pizza sounds good. Yeah, let's get some delicious pizza. Nom, 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 nom.